because, again, it's tough out there for the theater going experience, as AMC, the geniuses, folks, the AMC is our proper grammar, I know not. AMC continues to make stupid decisions. Well, at least one of these decisions seems more like a life raft decision, and one of these seems like we're about to shoot a hole in a life raft that we just got. So AMC has seemingly made amends with the people that they pissed off over Warner Brothers to kind of fix the theatrical window. So for those that don't know, all Warner Brothers movies this year are releasing in theaters and on HBO Max completely free of charge on the same day. And that's proven to be a horrendous strategy. The Suicide Squad bombed horribly, not due to critical reception. Critics and audiences have been receiving Suicide Squad incredibly well. I love it. It's probably my favorite movie of the year I've seen so far. But more people saw it at home than they saw in theaters. Mortal Kombat didn't do particularly well. Didn't get as well received as Suicide Squad, but having it debut at home, I'm sure didn't help. I believe Mortal Kombat was extremely viewed at home on HBO Max, so I'm sure that didn't help. But starting in 2022, that will not be the case anymore. Warner Brothers is going, okay, we learned our lesson. However, they have made some amendments to their agreements with theater chains, more specifically AMC, and now they're not releasing day and date, but they have shrunken the theatrical window to 45 days. What that means is, say a movie will come out October 1st. 45 days from October 1st, those movies can and will show up on HBO Max for free. How does this impact the movie-going experience right now? As of right now, nothing, because this won't go into effect until 2022. But that means when The Batman comes out mid-March, you could see it in theaters opening weekend, like you should. I believe that movie is going to be a big screen movie, absolutely. But 45 days later, you could see it at home, completely free on HBO Max. I don't think this is the worst move that AMC has made. We'll talk about that in a little bit here, but this to me is like the final nail in the coffin when it comes to shrinking of the theatrical windows. I think 45 days is basically going to be the new standard going forward. Of movie comes out, 45 days later, it'll be available for streaming somewhere, which begs the question, from here on, starting in 2022, and actually even starting from now, will Avengers Endgame and Avatar now forever be locked in a dueling dragon situation of the two jockeying for a position of top box office spot of all time? Because if movies are only really staying in theaters for 45 days, nothing is going to come close to Endgame or Avatar ever again, just because of legs. Studios will not be able to have the legs for those movies. Like, the reason why Avatar and Endgame made as much money as they did is people kept going back to see it for weeks and weeks and weeks. Me personally, I saw Endgame I think 3 or 4 times in theaters. Avatar, never saw in theaters, but those had legs. Those were in theaters for 3, 4, maybe even 5 months, and it'd still make, even if it was only making like $1 million or $2 million each weekend months down the line, that still adds up and adds up and adds up. With this 45-day window, I think that's just going to compress that even more to the point of box office sales. I don't know what the new benchmark will be for success. I think it might depend on the movie, but so maybe it's just me, but like big budget movies lately, it feels like we're conditioned to go, okay, $1 billion? That's the threshold, right or wrong, to think that, because we tend to think, oh, Aquaman made $1 billion. Marvel movies average $1 billion. Like, big box office movies need to average $1 billion. I think that's going to change with this 45-day theatrical window. Maybe about 500? But again, I think that would depend on the budget of the movies that comes out. So like a Halloween, which gets made for 20 or 40 million, that would be a success at $100 million or $150 million. That would be a success. But those big, huge, large-scale epics like an Endgame, I don't know if we're going to see as many of those, just because the studios might not be able to reap the financial benefits. But then again, we're in this age of streaming where content is key, and they really need any streaming service really needs to plant their flag and go, this is why you need to be watching our stuff. Disney Plus has The Mandalorian. Amazon's going to have this Lord of the Rings series. Netflix has Netflix as their name, basically. So maybe we'll still get large-scale stuff, but with this 45-day window more or less becoming the new standard, I don't think we're going to get large-scale epics like we used to. And I think this kind of solidifies Endgame and Avatar as the two top dogs, probably for the rest of film history in terms of box office revenue, just because nothing's going to be able to be allowed to get close in terms of legs and duration. However, that's not the only thing AMC related that has come out in recent weeks, just because AMC, what are y'all doing? You want to stay in business, right? Then stop making boneheaded decisions, because seriously, guys, whoever's running AMC, I genuinely don't think he either knows or cares how stupid some of his decisions are. So, it's no secret. Not a lot of people are going to the theaters right now. I'd say maybe half the people that would normally go to a theater are going. If that, it's kind of hard to keep track of, and with Delta currently in the midst of everything, there's growing concern. I understand that. But AMC is in a tough situation, and they are in a tough situation, one, because of the virus, but two, because of the situation that they themselves are putting themselves in, because they're morons. What am I referring to? So AMC has recently come out and stated of like, someone asked, basically, what are your plans to be sustainable with the virus still in effect and people wary to go in theaters? AMC, in their infinite wisdom, are going, we have ideas to bring people back. We're going to increase ticket prices, and we're going to lower the amount of showtimes per day. Are you stupid? Are you kidding me? You're going, we need more people. Okay, we'll make the tickets more expensive and we have less times for people to see movies. Like, does this count as sabotage or stupidity? Like, this is beyond moronic. You want people to come through your gates, right? You want people to come to your theater to see your movie. But instead of, making the tickets cheaper or making the overall experience better, that would encourage people from leaving their home theater system that they've spent thousands of dollars on to see it on a big screen, you're going, we're going to make it more expensive and harder for you to see the movie that you want. As they're stating, I don't think they've put this in effect yet, but going forward, they're hoping to have on weeknights, so Sunday through Thursday, last showings of the evening be at 8 p.m. Are you kidding me? Release times for opening night for like the Suicide Squad one, me and my buddy saw opening night, was 7 o'clock. So basically an hour from then would be the final showing of the night, and you're closing up shop around 10:30ish with all your staff and everything. That's the time Chick-fil-A closes, and I still think that's one of the earlier closing times for food. Like, a movie theater closing before 10 just does not sound right to me, because you've got people that are night owls. I am one of them. I don't go to the movie super late, but I'm still up. People like to have the option and the flexibility in their scheduling. Not everyone can go at 5 on a Friday. They're still coming out of work. So by the time people get home, they still want to go out. Maybe they can only get something at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Why would you limit the people's ability to see movies? Like, I genuinely don't understand the rationale here. This is beyond stupid. It's like, okay, we've got 10 loyal customers that pay $10. That's $100 here. Well, if we raise our ticket prices at $12 or $13, well, we're going to lose some people, but we might make more money out of that off the difference. I'm going, you're making Bob Chapek decisions here. You're thinking with your wallet, not your brain. This is beyond stupid. I don't understand the rationale here. AMC, you're dying, but instead of seeking medical help, you're shooting yourself in your other foot that is working, that you shot yourself before with one foot. Now you're shooting the other foot, so you can't walk to get the help to begin with. It's like the Eric Andre meme of where he shoots his co-anchor and it's just like, why would he do something like that? Like, why? Why are you doing this to yourself, AMC? There has been some speculation by no official word yet, but some people are believing that maybe AMC's doing these moves because they don't care and they're maybe dumping some material. Maybe they're looking to sell. I don't know if I buy that. I just don't understand the rationale for this. AMC, the virus hit everyone hard. And AMC, at the beginning of COVID, it was not their fault why they were going bankrupt, because they spent a lot of money basically refurbishing the theaters, making a better experience for people that went, and also getting AMC A-List off the ground, which is basically their subscription service, which is probably still one of the best around in terms of movie theaters. You pay like $20 and you get 3 movies a week, which is a steal, and I wish Cinemark had a better deal than that, but that's going to put them in the red for a little bit. And then as soon as they were starting to get in the black, and things were paying off for them, the virus. But since then, COVID blaming can only get you so far. After a while, you got to go, oh, maybe it's me that's making all these bad choices. Hundreds upon thousands of companies have been affected by COVID. We all have. But after a certain point, this is you going, yeah, we just need to make profits, so charge everyone extra and just make it super expensive and make it even harder for people to find. This is not going to make people go, oh, the ticket's more expensive. That means AMC means it's better. People don't think like that. They go, oh, you raise your tickets by a bit? I'm going to go somewhere else that's cheaper. Like, I very rarely go to AMC anymore anyway, just because I can get a better theater-going experience somewhere else. Maybe I'm just a purist when it comes to movie theaters. I will fully acknowledge that if that's the case. But if the idea is to attract more customers, maybe don't raise your prices in a time when people are already struggling to go to the theaters to begin with. Like, I just don't understand the rationale for this. It's almost like the head of HBO Max and the head of AMC both are morons. We're like, let's be morons together.